Hello, beautiful soul family. It's Shawna L. It is January 16th, 2020. Well, I am in between one-on-one sessions here today, and our guide Bashar, came through and asked to make a video today. He has something to say to all of you. It's always kind of fun when Bashar comes in. He's got quite a sense of humor. Again, not to put any pressure on Bashar to be funny today. Again, in the way I felt that here is before my first one-on-one session, I felt my energy flare up. So it's like a kind of a bit of a rush, and it kind of comes out of nowhere and it surprises me. And then I hear the voice. I hear, hey, we'd like to make another video today. I'm like, of course, who is coming through? And it's Bashar. So I heard that very clearly. It's Bashar. So then wrapped up that first one-on-one session and basically was prepping for my next session, and kind of the energy knocks again. And here's Bashar. He's like, let's do this. I'm like, okay. So just a little bit of background on my process with this. I know I was just speaking with you yesterday with the Galactic Federation of Light. So what a treat we get Bashar today. So I'm going to go ahead and get quiet, and we'll see what Bashar wants to talk about today. Well, hello, all of you today. What a glorious day. I'm so happy to be here. This is Bashar, transmitting this energy, this frequency, and this message through Shawna L. We thank Shawna for her service and her dedication to her mission of light and to bringing forth these messages from the ether to you today. Again, I'm thrilled as well. This is Bashar. Many of you are waking up. What does this mean to wake up? When you are awakened, how does that compare to when you were sleeping? So begin to start to think about this before and after idea. Before I was asleep, now I have awakened, now I am awake. What does this mean on a day-to-day basis for you, my friends, when you understand yourselves to be awake? So now you have a new identity, you have a new experience, you have a new way of relating to yourself, relating to this world, relating to your friends and family. So as an awakened being of light here on this planet right now, what does this mean? How do you carry yourself? How do you speak? How do you act? What are your behaviors, your thoughts, your actions, your dreams? So here's where we'd like to step in and just offer some very practical advice for you at this time in terms of what it means to be an awakened species of light. First, just know that actually everybody is already awake. Everybody is awake in their own way. So you, my friends, here at this time, have your own idea of what it means to awaken, and it is based largely on the opinions of others and their opinions of what it means to awake. So it's not necessarily your complete vision on what it is to be awakened. So know that you are constantly being bombarded with information, with communications, with energies that influence your experience and how you relate to being an awakened soul. So just know already, my friends, that not everything that you're experiencing is of your own doing, of your own making, of your own authentic truth. So many times we here on earth rely on the opinions, feelings, thoughts of others to inform and to create our own experiences. So everyone's already awakened. I'd love to expand on this a little bit further. You here as a singularity on this planet are knowing yourself through duality. You're knowing yourself as separate from others, separate from everything else, even from the clothes that you wear on your back, the chair that you sit upon, the window that you gaze out of. You see yourself as separate from all these things. Truly, that's not the case, because in its essence, everything is energy. Everything is energy, just vibrating at different speeds. And your mind picks up on this and agrees to it and accepts it as truth. So when you begin to know that you're just a vibrating ball of energy moving through time and space, creating your own reality, making a go of this. This is a dense planet and you're making a go of it. You are working hard to create an identity for yourself that works for you, that seems to fit and seems to be right for where you're at in your point in your evolution. So again, this is the idea that you're trying on an identity, almost like you're trying on a new outfit or a suit. Well, this one's too big and bulky in the shoulders, and this skirt's a little too short. These heels are a little too high. I'm not feeling comfortable. Oh, now I put this big bulky sweater on. It might have a hole in the sleeve, but it feels good. You like it. You're going to keep wearing that sweater. Now that becomes you. And everybody sees you in the sweater. You begin to identify yourself as the sweater, and it exudes a certain frequency. It comes with a certain personality. So this big bulky sweater now becomes who you are. But remember who you were before you tried on that sweater. Who were you and what were you wearing then? That was also you. And there was a time where you were born and you were completely naked and you were not wearing anything. It's before you had the wherewithal and the ego to create an identity through things and other people and through ideas and concepts. You just were. You just got to be just innocent, naked, absorbed in the rest of the world, as at one with your environment, at one with your mother. There was very little separation happening at that point. So again, you know yourself through duality. You being separate from your mother, you being separate from your brother and sister. But soon, as you begin to see through the illusion and to know yourself outside of duality as an awakened soul, your identification's changing rapidly and steadfastly in a whole new direction. This is where we mean to step in with our hands open, with our arms open to you, to help usher in a new paradigm in your thinking and your relating to who you are as a being. How is it that I can be a being coming through Shawna's mind, through her energy field, and reaching directly to you? Where does Bashar start and Shawna end? Where does Bashar end and Shawna start? So we are very much intermingled here, entwined and tangled as a collective on this level. Shawna thinks of herself as being separate from me, but truly we are one. Now I have my own personality, as you will, and my own ways of being in this world as a singularity, my own way of existing here. But at a particular level, at a particular space and time, I lose that knowing of myself as separate, as a singularity. I lose that. It's almost like turning a dial on a television. When it's set to 1, I know myself as a singularity. When it's set to 10, I know myself as completely at one with all other beings. So I'm able to turn this dial to suit my needs at any given point. And this is something that you will also learn to do. Turning this dial based on your needs, based on what you're accomplishing, based on what your soul is seeking, and these experiences that you're here to learn. So play along with this whole idea that you are just turning dials through multidimensionality. You're turning dials on your vibration. What's it like when you turn that dial up to 10 and you are truly feeling the oneness with everything and with God source? So it could be, my friends, that those of you who are amongst you who you consider to be unawakened, and again, I had said that everybody is actually awake, their dials are turned down. They're turning their dials down to 1 or 2 and maybe not consciously aware of that. And maybe some of you here are actually able to turn those dials up a little bit higher. Begin to feel that oneness, that interconnectedness, how you are impacting everything as a way shower and as a beacon, as a human broadcast station. So now you've got more of a conscious awareness of this concept. And maybe you're even starting to live this concept. It's not just etheric in nature or a theory, but it is truth. And it is who you are and how you are operating on a moment-to-moment basis. So back to the sweater metaphor. The sweater is a little bit ragged around the edges and it's frayed, it's balled up, it doesn't smell very good. You know, it might be time to take that sweater off and just throw it in the garbage. How scary is that for you now, knowing that you have removed this sweater that you've been wearing for so long, but you know you've outdone, it's served its purpose for you. It's outmoded and it's ready to go. You know this on some level, but your ego may be fighting to hold on to that. Well, who am I without my big bulky sweater? I love this thing. Well, take that sweater off and be naked as a newborn babe. And really see yourself in that light in a whole new way, because you now get to recreate who you are. This is how your identifications work. This is how the personality works. Again, this is more of a paradigm of the ego to be attached to these traits. We hang on to these personal, individualized traits like a lifeline. This means that I am real. This means I have meaning. It means that I have power to have my uniqueness here. Well, my friends, that's not always the case. It's not always the case that you are most powerful when you are feeling separate, when you are enmeshed in duality. Oftentimes, your power is going to come when you feel the collective consciousness and the oneness with all that is. This is where the power lies. And as my Galactic Federation of Light friends have talked about many times, this oneness is built on love, and this is truly where your power lives. Everything is built from love. It is a vibrational frequency. And this is where you are heading as a species. This is why this concept is so important and why we keep drilling it in. And for those of you who are tired of hearing this over and over again, I'm not apologizing. So we continue to talk about love. This is truly where your power lies. So recreating yourself anew, absolutely recreating yourself anew, a newborn babe, shedding the big sweater. What's your vibration doing without this big sweater? Do you get to move around a little bit easier? Do you get to try on some other clothes, some new looks? And maybe you decide, hey, that sweater's going, I'm gonna lose some weight also. You know, I'm gonna lose some weight, I'm gonna start exercising, and I'm gonna start eating better. So it creates this, this dynamic inertia that has its own momentum. And it keeps flowing and flowing and flowing. And pretty soon that sweater is just a long lost memory. You barely even recognize that sweater as something you used to wear. And man, it feels good without that big bulky thing. So there you go, my friends. Awakening to the fact that you're already awake. Try that one on for size. This has been very fun. It's been an absolute pleasure to be talking with all of you in this way. Thank you, Shawna, for your service, and I will leave you today with this message. All right. Thanks, Bashar. Thank you so much. That was fun. Thanks, Galactic family here, Soul Tribe. I love each and every one of you. Enjoy that. Have fun with that. And that'll be fun to listen to that again. All right, team. Mwah, until next time.